Hey, Race Suit Channel crew, we're back at it again, pulling another all-nighter to bring you full coverage from the world of Formula One. After a wild first practice, it's time for FP2, one of the most strategic sessions of the weekend. The teams hit the track full throttle, trying to squeeze every second to gather data, test setups, and fine-tune the car for what's ahead. And of course, you won't miss a thing here. We're covering it all, minute by minute. If you're the kind of fan who sticks with F1 even in the middle of the night, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're dropping fresh videos straight from the paddock, every day, every hour, including right now in the heat of the Japanese night. Oh, and if you're enjoying this mix of info and excitement, go ahead and smash that like button and let us know in the comments. Did you catch this session live, or are you watching the recap? What time did you land on the channel today? In the first practice session, we already saw a pretty balanced fight between McLaren and Mercedes, going head-to-head for the top spots. Ferrari and Red Bull were a bit further back, but still solidly in the top 10s, with several teams mixing things up and trying out different setups. One of the biggest highlights? The performance of Red Bull's new driver, Yuki Tsunoda. Right off the bat, he showed serious pace and ran close to Verstappen, surprising a lot of people. And to top it off, he's racing at home in Japan. Right at the start of FP2's, the track got busy. Most of the cars headed out quickly for their first runs, except for Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, who chose to wait a little longer. Carlos Sainz, on the other hand, was already dealing with trouble from the get-go. On his very first attempt, the Williams car showed visible instability on the onboard cameras, bouncing weirdly even at low speeds. Sainz went straight back to the pits, asking the team for an immediate check. Something was clearly off with the car. Just a few minutes into the action, we had the first red flag of the weekend. Jack Doohan, driving for Alpine, lost control and crashed hard, ending his session in a pretty worrying way, especially at a time when he really needed to make a strong impression. Doohan is under pressure within the team, with rumors swirling that Alpine might already be considering someone else for the seat. This crash, and a big one at that, does nothing to help his case. After the incident, he stepped out of the car looking a bit dazed, but confirmed he was okay and was taken to the medical center as a precaution. On the replay, you could clearly see what happened. At the end of the straight, the car just snapped away and slammed straight into the barriers. One of the main theories? A DRS failure. The rear wing might have gotten stuck open, completely wiping out the downforce right before the turn. The crash left the Alpine badly damaged, and the atmosphere in the team's garage got pretty tense. While the marshals worked on fixing the barriers, one big question started to spread. Will Alpine have to call in their reserve driver? If Doohan isn't cleared to race, Franco Colapinto is the one who'll step in. The track stayed closed for quite a while, but with 30 minutes to go, it was reopened. Most of the cars went back out immediately, except for Verstappen, who stayed in the garage a bit longer. The session restarted with full on race pace simulations. George Russell was topping the timesheets, with Hamilton and Alonso right behind. Gabriel Bortoleto was running solidly in the midfield, showing some nice consistency. But just a few minutes in, another problem. This time it was Fernando Alonso, stuck in the gravel after going off the track all by himself. Luckily, Alonso's car didn't suffer major damage, and the Spanish driver was unharmed. But the time lost with yet another interruption really messed with the team's plans. The sessions were already pretty tight. The track reopened shortly after, with 20 minutes left on the clock. At that point, everyone rushed back out. It was time to test the soft tires, simulating qualifying pace, since this session's timing matches the expected conditions for tomorrow. This was the final chance to find that perfect setup. Lando Norris was the first to lay down a strong lap, putting his McLaren at the top. Right behind him came Isaac Hadjar, very close to the Brit, with Piastri sliding into third. At that moment, Verstappen was only in 8th, while Tsunoda was way back in 16th. Meanwhile, drivers like Bortoleto, Oliver Behrman, and Albon were pushing to break into the top 10, but the unstable track conditions were making it tough. And as if that wasn't enough, With 13 minutes to go, another red flag was brought out, and this time, the reason caught everyone by surprise. Part of the grass on the side of the track caught fire. That's right, a small fire forced yet another interruption. It had nothing to do with the cars or any crashes, but it was a real safety risk for both the drivers and the marshals. The organizers had no choice but to stop the session until the situation was under control. With more valuable time slipping away, the teams were running out of room to make adjustments. With 7 minutes to go, the track reopened one last time and the cars went out for a final shot. But the chaos? Yeah, it still wasn't over. With just a few minutes left, another red flag brought everything to a halt. The fire came back, and this time it was even more intense. The blaze on the side of the track spread quickly, and with that, race control officially ended the session. With no time left for new flying laps, the drivers had to settle for the times they'd already set. It was a totally fragmented practice, with very few laps at optimal pace and lots of outside interference. Frustrating for everyone trying to get a clear read on performance. In the end, Oscar Piastri finished as the fastest driver of the session, followed by Lando Norris, with Isaac Hadjar in third. Hamilton came in fourth, Lawson fifth, with Russell, Leclerc, and Verstappen rounding out the top 8. Gasly took ninth, and Sainz closed the top 10s. Bortoleto ended up in 13th, and Tsunoda only managed 18th. Jack Doohan, of course, didn't set a time at all. With so many interruptions, it's hard to draw any solid conclusions about race pace or qualifying form. The truth is, FP3 is shaping up to be chaotic, with teams scrambling to make up for all the lost time.
Abaixo e várias equipes se revezando no top 10, com muitos testes sendo realizados e uma das surpresas sendo Yuki Tsunoda, o novo piloto da Red Bull que já de imediato andou muito próximo de Max Verstappen, aparentemente se adaptando bem a esse carro e fazendo bonito na frente de sua torcida no Japão. Então, logo no início deste L2, vários carros foram para a pista para suas primeiras voltas e os únicos que ficaram nas garagens foram Max Verstappen e Lando Norris. Com logo em sua primeira tentativa, Carlos Sainz sentindo algum problema em sua Williams. Estava pulando demais, como era possível ver em sua câmera on-board, mesmo em velocidades mais baixas, voltando de imediato para os boxes e solicitando que a equipe verificasse o que estava acontecendo, já que algo não estava normal nesse carro. E ainda nesses primeiros minutos, tivemos a primeira bandeira vermelha do final de semana, com dessa vez o piloto da Alpine, Jack Doohan, perdendo o controle de seu carro e batendo a Alpine, iniciando de